Let me now go across to TM Veera Raghav, Executive Editor, BQ Prime and Senior Journalist, M. Nagaraju Yadav, Karnataka MLC and spokesperson of the Congress, and Alok Vats, leader of the BJP. Veera Raghav, I want to first come to you before I go to the two political leaders there. What are the big fights that we're likely to witness now?
Well, I think the big fight is within the BJP. It would be my sense that there was a Lakshman Sabri versus the old BJP versus the Jarkioli brothers in Belgaum. I think round one goes to the Jarkioli brothers. They seem to have asserted themselves in that area. You've seen the list of dropped about very few changes, about 4 or 5 sitting MLAs dropped in the first list. One has still not seen the rest of the list. For instance, Hubli Dharwad, which you were just discussing with Shrija about. We haven't heard that being announced. Just a rider to R. Ashok, a Vokkaliga face of the BJP, taking on DK Shiv Kumar, the Vokkaliga face of the Congress in Kanakpura constituency. Both of them heavyweights, but as a second seat, not as his primary seat. He will be contesting from his Padmanabhanagar seat, but this is as a second seat. Same with Somanna, again, the Lingayat heavyweight, taking on Siddaramaiah in Varuna, along with his other seat of Chamrajpet. So these are heavyweights that have been fielded primarily to take on, keep the Congress's two biggies tied down to their constituencies perhaps, and not letting them just walk away with those seats. But beyond, one needs to underline the fact that these are second seats for these high-profile contestants against them. Obviously, Basavaraj Bommai at Shigaon, Shikaripura, you will see the change of guard, the line of Shikaripura, Yediyurappa transferring his legacy to his son. So these are the big takeaways. Frankly, Maha, no seismic change in the BJP. It's not as if several incumbents were going to be denied. You will see rebellion in some parts, in smaller this ones. One will have to wait and see for the remaining seats. But by and large, sticking to an old principle, apart from dropping a few sitting incumbents.
Okay. But was the factor of rebellion, was it what was playing on the mind of the BJP, and that's why did they delay the list? Alok Vats, I want to bring you in here. Jagdish Shettar has already, in some sense, rebelled. He has said that if he doesn't get a ticket, he's indicated that he could go it alone. Was this the problem that the BJP was, possibly looking at, and has that been the reason why the list has been delayed? And we've still seen only 189 seats being announced. The rest are yet to be announced.
Seema, you're forgetting that now we are the world's largest party. So it takes time to finalize things because there are many people who feel they are contenders for the post. But we have to do the reshuffling. And it's a practice now in BJP to give chance to the other people who are in the pipeline. You see, this happened in Gujarat, this happened in Uttarakhand, and this is now also happening in Karnataka. A lot of people have been replaced. We are giving representation, equally representation to ST, SC, women also. So, being the largest party in the world, 1 or 2 rebellions, 1 or 2 people not being satisfied is not a big thing.
But these are not just any person from the BJP. These are senior leaders of the party. Jagdish Shettar is a very strong leader of the party in Karnataka.
Anybody in BJP, whosoever it may be, he is below the party. Because whatever he is today is because of the party. The party has made him or given him that stature that he is gained.
Okay.
So if anybody thinks that he is a big gun and he can do something alone, I can cite you a lot of examples of people who have left BJP and have gone in wilderness.
All right. Okay. So basically what you're trying to say is that the party will take a call depending on winnability or bringing in fresh blood, and they are not going to be perhaps, if I could use the word, blackmailed by any of these statements that are being made.
No, we are certainly not.
Let me go across to N. Nagaraju, sir. Alok Vats, I'll come back to you. N. Nagaraju, as Veera Raghav was pointing out, in at least some of the seats, the strategy that the BJP has used perhaps is to try and tie down the big leaders of the Congress to their particular constituencies and maybe not allow them to campaign in the rest of the state. Is that going to be disadvantageous to the party now?
No, first of all, I would like to say 189 seats, what has been announced by the BJP, the internal party of the affairs of the BJP party. We have nothing to say about it. But we are ready to take on the challenge. You know why? R. Ashok. They could have put Bommai against DK Shivkumar. Definitely would have got, Bommai would have got defeated. I'm telling you this. Maybe a caste combination of Okalika they must have taken on. And Siddaramaiah, why Siddaramaiah? Yediyurappa's son or Yediyurappa himself can contest. We are posing this challenge to the BJP today. And 100% they cannot tie down my leaders because they have been going to the constituency, 224 constituencies, and we have said, and we have in 2013 to 18, whatever promises are made by the Siddaramaiah government, by Congress government, we are kept up. For some reasons, for certain reasons, we have lost the elections. But Karnataka state has got an history from 1985 till today. No ruling party has come back to power. BJP cannot come back to power. And the second thing we'll tell you, we will ensure the Congress party will come back to power. Shivkumar will win with minimum of 1 lakh lead and Siddaramaiah will win with 1 lakh lead in the same two constituencies what BJP is trying to hold us back. Today, the way they're treating the senior leaders like Jagdish Shettar, who has got no corruption charges against him. Ishwarappa had some corruption charges. We agree that he's not been given ticket. Why Jagdish Shettar is not? This is the way they treat elders who's been in the party. This is the way they treat Lingayats in the Karnataka state. This is not. It is maybe an internal affair of the BJP, but definitely people of Karnataka are watching, and BJP spokesperson says that we are world largest party. We don't want to talk about the world politics. Let us talk about 224 constituencies in Karnataka, and Congress is fit to give a fitting reply to the BJP by defeating them in most of the constituencies. They will not cross more than 50 seats in Karnataka state, and we will cross more than 141 seats without fail. This is the challenge I am posing to the BJP.
Veera Raghav, as you're rightly mentioning that we'll still have to go through the entire list to see how many sitting MLAs have been dropped from the list. But could Jagdish Shettar, a senior leader who has already in some sense rebelled, be a problem? Could it set the path for the others? Could others follow suit? And could that ultimately be a problem? Because many other names are yet to be announced by the BJP.
Look, Maha, while one can speculate problems and one can talk about grassroots rebellion, I think the real problem was more about Lakshman Sabri versus the Jarkioli brothers in the Belgaum district. But I think the BJP has stuck to saying that, look, you have the muscle power in Belgaum, you go ahead with that bid. With the Jarkioli brothers who rule the roost there. It's the party turning around and taking a pragmatic call there. Now, as far as rebellion is concerned, given the nature and the power of the central command of the BJP, it would be difficult for local leaders to go beyond a particular point. Yes, we will have to wait and see what happens in Hubli Garhwad. They haven't announced that seat as yet. Jagdish Shettar, I think the bigger thing will be a symbolic distancing from the old. You're talking of a man whose family, I mean, an old RSS worker, somebody who's been with the BJP all throughout. So there will be a question that there will be some impact of that. Remember, he's also a lawyer. As a journalist pointed out, who deals with a lot of Lingayat cases. So I'm sure those kind of issues, niggling issues will be there, and I'm sure that the party will work, trying to work around that. Do expect some kind of rebellion, but as far as incumbent MLAs not being fielded, Maha, from the list that's announced and from an initial look, and this could be wrong, there could be more names. One can point out to about five names of sitting MLAs who've been dropped. And that includes Anand Singh, for instance, whose son Siddharth Singh will be contesting from Vijayanagar. So, 5 or 6 MLAs. So, no sweeping, dramatic change that one was seeing about. There was a talk of Gujarat model trying to change and all those. So, I think this is pretty much staying with the flow in Karnataka at the moment and going with how the calculation, the arithmetic has worked so far.
All right. I've run out of time completely. I'll give 30 seconds to both N. Nagaraju and Alok Vats because Mr. N. Nagaraju wanted to make a point. Go ahead. Sir, 30 seconds.
Yeah. Now, in 30 seconds, I could only say this. The BJP, whatever homework they've done, whatever the surveys they have conducted, they will completely fail in their strategies because Congress has gone very aggressively to expose the BJP of their 40% Sarkar and their deeds, what they did in Karnataka. And the Lingayats have been treated very badly. The reservation policy, what they brought in place, is also not constitutionally correct what they have done. Today, notices have been issued on this in this regard. The way they have treated the minorities by not removing their 4% of legitimate reservations will also go against him. And also telling you very, very clearly, the local leadership is not existing in Karnataka state and they're depending on Modi. How far they'll be successful, let us see. See,
Okay.
Modi's effect will be there in the parliament elections, but
All
in
right.
Karnataka elections, local versus Delhi, and definitely local will win. And our local leaders are strong enough to defeat all the BJP leaders in Karnataka state.
All right, Alok Vats, there were reports that the BJP might hold on to at least 40 of their seats, on which they are finding it difficult to get candidates because there's a problem of plenty. Now, announcing their names very close to the elections, which is unlike what the BJP does. Does the party not believe it could be disadvantageous to those candidates who might not be able to campaign the way they would have liked?
No, not at all. What Mr. Yadav was saying, I disagree with him. You see, there is no harm in daydreaming. People now want relief and want scam-free government.
They want relief from BJP.
Under
That's
Mr.
right.
Please,
What you said is right.
please tell him not to interrupt. Under the Modi government, this country has gone scam-free. And people have got direct relief in their homes from our 37 welfare schemes.
Okay.
So that is our main plank to
All
go
right.
to the people.
All right, so
Why
you're
is
saying
the
development
BJP
is going to be the
government
plank on
not
which the
allowed to
BJP is
speak
fighting
about
and not
Mr.
individual
Yadurappa
candidates.
said.
That
Please
is
speak about
not
the
as
development
important
of
as
activities in Karnataka
the
state.
issues that you're raising. I will have to
They
thank all of
may
you. We've really run out of time. Many thanks to all three of you for joining us here on this discussion.